The transformation focus, I think, is such a differentiator. It even becomes a moat because ultimately, if it is transactional, and we've seen so many franchises pop up lately in the training landscape, there's always somebody new. One of the common threads that I see in the sport coaching world and the business world that I spend a great deal of my time in is the emergence or the growth of transactional minded coaches. And maybe it's always been there, but I am somebody who tends to gravitate towards the transformational side. I think that's why I stayed in the field of coaching fitness business owners, gym owners, sports performance gym owners, is because they actually cared about creating transformations for their clients. I know that was one of the things that I love most about coaching baseball players, whether it was college players early on or the travel players or the high school players that I've been able to work with since, is seeing that transformation, seeing the journey and watching them, grow into who they are, who they're becoming. But, I see it more and more. And if I think about it on the business side, this transactional approach, I think has been really driven by a couple different things. One was the popularity of group training. And mind you, the health club world has always been this way, but the training side of things hasn't. But group training has been a lot of volume, maybe not as close a relationship with each person there. And it's been a transaction in many cases, large group training has. It's been, hey, we're going to host these workouts. You can participate for this fee. You're going to get this much access for this kind of investment. And there wasn't this close relationship, this commitment to facilitating somebody getting results. It became a lot more transactional. And if I see the people that I've seen do well in the training world, they've gravitated more towards like small group training or semi-private training, where there is a more intimate relationship, where the transformation is a bigger part of what's going on. And I see it on the athlete side, I see it on the adult side. The transformation focus, I think, is such a differentiator. It even becomes a moat because ultimately, if it is transactional, and we've seen so many franchises pop up lately in the training landscape, there's always somebody new. There's always the next shiny object. And if you don't have a strong relationship with your coach, if you're a consumer, if you're not seeing that transformation or experiencing it, there's nothing to bind you there. There's nothing to hold you there. And so you move on. And then if we kind of flip sides and we think about the athlete world, well, in the college sports landscape that I grew up in, and I got to coach in so long, it was very much, hey, you get people in, you help develop them, you help them go from adolescence to adulthood, and you hopefully play a part, big or small, in creating a transformation for somebody. But I actually spoke with a Division I assistant the other day, and they just were quick to talk about it is very much a transactional environment now, or it's all transactional, I believe was the quote. Now, I think that's probably going to cause that coach, that program, some issues or challenges down the line because it's not. It is not entirely transactional. It just feels that way because it's so different. The pendulum has swung pretty far. But still, I am relatively certain that the people who are better at development, the people who create stronger relationships, they're going to win out because eventually the transactional piece of this, everybody can offer something similar, or at least multiple people can offer something similar, whether it's NIL money or scholarship opportunities or whatever. And then it comes down to relationships. Then it comes down to where am I actually going to develop and reach my potential? Where am I going to have that type of transformational experience that I really want if I'm ever going to become who I aspire to be? And maybe maybe I'm being naive about this, but I've seen it in business already. And so I feel pretty comfortable with that's how things are going to shake out here moving forward in the college sports landscape. It's not going to be entirely professional sport. It's going to kind of blend an element of what it used to be, and then some of those professionalized aspects of this, just like the business world, in the training industry specifically, or the coaching industry specifically, it was very much relationship oriented and transformation oriented before. And then a lot of transactional stuff started to really move in. But then the people who ended up winning out were the ones who were able to kind of bridge the gap between the two. So if you found yourself thinking more in terms of being transactional, whether it's business and just herding people in and it's just another face in the crowd, not worried about the retention side of things and not creating results for people and maximizing experience for people, I would tell you you're probably throwing the baby out with the bathwater here, right? If it is, if it's the sports side of things, look, I mean, you're going to need to find opportunities where other people miss them. We've seen this in professional sports a lot. The people who have tapped into underappreciated opportunities have been the ones who've been able to succeed, often without the same resources as the people with the biggest budgets or in the biggest markets. So the thing that is going to last for probably the entire duration of my life and yours is that people are going to act like people. And the things that people care about, the things that are important to them, feeling valued, feeling appreciated, wanting to be connected, wanting to become a better version of themselves. This was true 100 years ago. It was true 500 years ago. And it's going to be true 100 years from now. So if you're not integrating that into what you're doing as a coach, you're missing out.